Hello my friends, I'm GHondo, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is episode 3. In the last episode, we put down our equipment for research and got started on some very basic research to start with, farming, which will give us some important buildings, namely something to start dealing with carbon dioxide, something to start dealing with polluted dirt, and somewhere where we can start actually farming to have different types of food other than the current mush bars we're making now out of dirt and water. Not that lice loaf sounds all that much more appealing, but at least it's not likely to cause diarrhea. So anyway, that is where we are, so let's get rolling. Also queued up a whole lot of digging, which they are slowly working on. Mostly because I want to make this whole section into another floor, so we can build stuff on it. That will be helpful. We have more water down here for later. And yeah, there's some up here as well. Oh, there's an actual steam geyser there. I did not know that. So that's a continuous source of water. So if we get that, we will never have to worry about water again. So at some point, I want to build some kind of path here. Whether it's an actual path, or maybe even just research a water pump and just pump the water over. Either way, it's fine. But that's very, very good. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it's continuous, but it's occasional, at least. Either way, it's a source for water, and that can only be a good thing. Because water is the one resource I so far hadn't, in my practice game, found any way to work with, like to create. Like oxygen, there's multiple different ways of getting it. There's ways of dealing with carbon dioxide, there's ways of dealing with polluted dirt and water. But water was the one I could not find anything to create it. I found things that got rid of it. Like you could actually, there is actually electrolysis to create oxygen and hydrogen, but there's no de-electrolysis, so to speak. Okay, anyway, our research is complete. So we are now going to be able to build the algae terrarium, a compost, and a planter box. There's the compost. So we want the compost to convert the polluted dirt that we get out of the outhouse into fertilizer. Fertilizer obviously then being helpful for planter box. So, and an algae terrarium is just a good thing because obviously everybody's breathing out noxious carbon dioxide, so we kind of want all of them at some point. Looks like there's a lot of concentrations. It's showing here the concentrations, which is a really nice. I love how it automatically jumps to that overlay. It's so helpful. Because of all the digging here, it's kind of getting stuck there. I kind of want it somewhere. Well, it could be over here somewhere. Problem is, I haven't 100% decided what's going where on this floor. And if I put this one in a bad spot, I would have to then, rip it down and rebuild it. I guess that's not the end of the world. Still a concentration here, so maybe I'll just put it here by the ladder. That seems like a good spot going forward, because carbon dioxide is heavier than oxygen, which means it will tend to drift downwards, and oxygen will tend to drift upwards relative to each other. So, being near the bottom of a ladder can only be a good thing. And it's not obviously the ladder that affects the gas. Gases don't use ladders, but there's a gap there, so. Anyway, next we wanted some planters. Seeds do I have? Oh, I have 17 of the food ones. So let's get a whole stack of. Now they are decor terrible. So I don't want to put them up anywhere near where we're going to be sleeping. So I think maybe this floor will be just devoted to things that don't like have bad decor. Leave a gap there in case I ever want more of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That should be tons. And composter obviously will have a terrible decor value, so it will go here. Over here, I guess. Yeah, let's put it over here, I think. Okay. Good. And we can get a new research going. So because we did that, we can start getting into this one. Because this is a requirement. I don't know if how well it shows up, but see there's a line between them. And this does have some interesting things. It has better things than the planting boxes. It does, and stuff that we definitely will want, especially the refrigerator. I'm thinking we probably want some other stuff first. Specifically the liquid plumbing, because that will give us access to liquid pumps. Which is obviously going to be a good thing for getting full value out of this geyser. So. Besides which, I've given them a ton of work already, so. Lots to do. So this one does produce food. Oh no, this is the one that's decorative, right? Oh no, they are edible. Okay. This is the one that's definitely food. A bit finicky to try and select or deselect stuff on this one. Never figured out why that is, but don't worry about it. Just plant a whole stack of these. Just did it again. Come on. Thank you. Those, thank you. Because they take a long time to grow, so. But once those have grown a bit, we'll be able to start making the slightly better food, which is very helpful. I'm sure they'll appreciate eating something that's only terrible and not grisly. There we go, there's our composter. So now whenever this thing, it looks like it's just about ready to be emptied. Oh, hang on a second, I have to have a look at that. I don't know why, but the people generating power in the hamster wheel always amuses me. This is such a cute game. Really, really like the graphic style. Be nice, I guess, if there was a way to do all these in bulk. I guess it's something you really only have to set up once. I guess it's not that big a deal, but it would be nice. Okay. And since this thing's chugging away, cleaning up the carbon dioxide, if the carbon dioxide gets too thick, then plants can't grow. Just saw it for a second there, flash that this thing was not able to grow. But as we clear more and more of the carbon dioxide out of here, that will happen less and less, so good stuff. How did we do overall today? I'd say very poorly in terms of food and oxygen, but that's okay. We're still doing fine. If this thing creates just... I guess since this is all still a vacuum, I guess that answered my question. I was wondering if this produced actual gas as well, like oxygen as well as water, but it looks like it's just water. And that's fine. We can deal with that. People snoring away. And I actually did have a request for another rename for somebody who is a loud sleeper. And if it happens to work out that that person's also an ugly crier, that just works out even better. Because I was told that she has both of these traits, so we're going to rename Max, even though he's male, into a female's name, and that goes out to, make sure I spell her name right, Imfenwen. There you are, Imfenwen. As requested, you have a loud sleeper, ugly crier. If ever I find another one like that that's female, I can rename him back to Max and rename the female one to Imfenwen. But for now, you are at least shouted out. Awesome. Let's speed the clock up since they're sleeping, they can't do anything. Okay. I do really like the hamster wheel. There's the last of the plants done. Does not say anything about growing faster if there is extra light, so there's no real need to put in... I don't even have... Oh, I do have ceiling, or floor lamps. I don't even have ceiling lamps yet. But apparently there's not much choice, or, excuse me, not much value in doing that anyway, because these type of plants don't apparently require that much light. They do, however, require slightly better air, so... need this thing to pick it up a little bit. At some point. Did not notice that. Do I have... No, I do have the capacity. Have I built a medical cot yet? I don't think I did. Did not. I think I am going to do that, because ones that have those light wounds take a penalty to athletics, which means they move slower. And I see no reason whatsoever that anyone should have to move slower, so... put it out there, out of the way, because it's not something that's even used all that often. Then they can regenerate those hit points, and that'll be nice. Check our vitals. Okay, so you are the only one that's got the light wounds. It is. So we'll ask Ruby to go ahead and pop in there. She can get herself all healed up. And this is a great animation too. And obviously she only had very light wounds somewhere, so, but if you go into the medical facilities, you know that both hands are put in casts and these looks of agony, and even though whatever the wound was, it can't have been that bad. But anyway, that's fine. We'll leave her in there for a bit. Cleaning that out, which will produce some polluted dirt to go in our composter. which is good. Not sure why that's not being picked up yet. Should increase the priority a little bit of that composter. So I really don't want, there we go, I really don't want polluted dirt just sitting around, because that will obviously create a lot of bad pollution. Alright, research into liquid piping is done. So now we have, whenever we dig into here, we'll have the capacity to pipe it somewhere else. And let's get a new research going. Alright, so we have options like things that make them happier. I don't think we need those yet, but we will want them fairly soon. Have better ways of dealing with power. That will become important soon. Have capacities to do... Might be worth doing gases, because then our existing oxygen generators will do better. Or maybe I should get this and get the improved cooking, the improved food stuff going. And a refrigerator. I really do want a refrigerator, so let's go with that. What's Ruby doing? Well, Ruby's going to the outhouse, but how is your health? Oh, still wounded. Medical cot isn't super fast. I have played a little bit further on in my test game, and there is a better one. I think it's called a rejuvenator or a regenerator or something. Either way, it heals a lot faster. But this is doing the trick, so that's fine. Did make a bit of a mistake in that test game because I had the rejuvenator, but I didn't have anything that produced air near it. So over time, the person that was in there would be obviously expelling carbon dioxide, and they got to a point where if they went for medical treatment, they had to hold their breath the whole time. Not real good. Fairly obvious reasons. But yeah, that's going quite well. Looks like it's about 5 seconds per tick. Looks like. Be wrong. Closer to 10. Yeah, it's about 10 seconds per click. Or for tick of health. And that's totally fine. There's all sorts of slime there. We'll want that later too. Some clay. So the trick here is if I dig here, like if I dig under this to get at it, then the water will start flowing. So I think I'm going to want to dig above it and then just put a ladder in and we'll bring a pump down. So I think what we're going to do is something like that. Need room for a floor, so that. I've screwed up with this goes. I should have given myself some space because for the ladder. Yes. Don't need these two squares really accomplishing anything. There, okay, that'll work. I guess while I'm at it, I could actually just make this, there's another ladder right there, so it's really not necessary, but I think we'll do it anyway, just to be nice to our people. Don't want to dig further down, because I don't really want this spilling up, as it is just having this ladder might, if it has too much water, start spilling up. I guess at some point I could dig out and give myself more. That might be worth doing. Let's do that. Let's give ourselves a bit more here. Pour that water. which means we can then do that. So it'll be very easy to get in and out of this area, which is nice. How are you, Ruby? You are 100%, so it has automatically deassigned the medical, which is awesome. Just little features like that that really make a game sing, in my opinion. Alright, so we've queued up a whole stack of work for these guys to do. We are, however, running up against time control, so I'm going to put a cut in the episode here, so thank you to everyone for watching. And until next time, folks, stay calm, and I hope you come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.